Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm unboxing and looking over the Battletech Essentials box. So this was released as a Target exclusive. At the time of recording, it's on clearance, so unknown if it'll come back later on, or if it'll become available internationally. But just a quick look at the outside of the box. We've got a rifleman, a centurion. This is a Yenlo Wang and Legend Killer. If you're familiar with who those characters are, we obviously have the pilot cards. We have quick start rules, as this is kind of a reskin of the beginner box. We have the Solaris 7 arena map and rules for it. We also have, on the flip side, just a Grasslands map, a quick little primer into the universe, a punch board for a few additional mechs and things, primarily for the Solaris 7 Arena. And we have these two reusable, high-quality sheets for classic Battletech, as well as two die. So let's crack it open. Give it a little look. I do really like the art for this particular box. I think it looks very nice. You got fun little details here. This is showing the Solaris 7 Arena, Legend Killer all painted up, going up against Yenlo Wang, and you see we've got screens in the background, some of them showing Legend Killer, and we've got Yenlo Wang back in the corner. Also advertisers up here, and there's a fun little Easter egg of Catalyst Game Labs right there, being an advertiser in the, or a sponsor, I suppose, in the Solaris 7 Arena. So let's crack this open. So first of all, there's a $20 coupon. I find these to be very helpful for purchasing PDFs of rulebooks on Catalyst's official website. Not much else to it. By the time you see this, that coupon will be used for a PDF. We've got a little primer from Michael Stackpole. I haven't read this particular primer, but these are always fun to have in the box sets. Get people talking about the book, or talking about the game and the lore and stuff. Before we get to the mechs, I do want to cover these record sheets. I really like these record sheets. Again, at the time of recording, we are coming up on the Mercenaries Kickstarter being shipped. I'm really excited that I got a bunch of premium record sheets in the Kickstarter, and I'm really excited to put them to use. These are for classic Battletech, for those that aren't aware. These aren't full record sheets, these are more like half record sheets. So we have the Centurion, which is Yenlo Wang, right here in the box. The Wolverine, maybe if we can show that a little better. And there's that again, just in case. And on the backs of these is a little bit of information about them. These are kind of like mini TROs, which is fun. Wolverine is not included in this box set, but it is nice to have the premium record sheet for it. The Thunderbolt, again, this is not included in this box set. I forgot to show the flip side of the Thunderbolt, or Wolverine. Again, mini TROs, kind of fun. Thunderbolt, Flip side of the Thunderbolt. They're fun. And the Rifleman. One thing I do want to point out about these particular cards is that all of them have gunnery skill of 4, which would probably not be the case for Yen Lo Wang and Legend Killer. So these are a little bit more generic than the actual pilots that are doing these particular 2 mechs in the lore. Here, I'll get some stuff out of the way. Show the mechs off. So this is not the same as the standard Centurion, as he's got these 3 little claws here. I do like this sculpt. It's fun. My personal favorite, though, is the Piranha Games sculpt from the Mech Warrior video game series. I just think it's more fun than with the shield on the side, but everyone's got their personal preference. Of the plastic sculpts, this one is my favorite so far. And then we have a Rifleman. Show that a little better. It's a little blurry, but that's okay. I'm not seeing anything particularly crazy wrong with these 2 models here that I have. No crazy mold lines or anything. Fun thing about this box, so a lot of these Catalyst boxes have this little writing here of the variant that the mech is. This one is CN9-YLW. YLW stands for Yen Lo Wang. So, just pointing out that it is the Yen Lo Wang. These here are pilot cards for A Time of War, which is a Battletech RPG. And again, it's the same 4 characters as, or same 4 mechs, I should say, as the record sheets that were in here. The record sheets, something I'm going to mention for new players, the record sheets are not standard. I'd say most sets you get will not have those classic record sheets in them. So again, Yen Lo Wang, gunnery of 1, whereas the record sheet here shows a gunnery of 4. Obviously, if you were playing with the actual characters, you'd be using a higher gunnery skill. So we have Centurion for Yen Lo Wang, Wolverine, the Thunderbolts, and the Rifleman. These are fun cards. They'll give usually a description of the pilot who's piloting them, and then special pilot abilities. These are advanced rules. So in your first few games of Battletech, you are not going to be using those. And SPAs can be a little confusing at times. And then obviously we have the 2 die. I recommend not using these 2. They are pretty bad, in my opinion. They don't have rounded corners. They don't roll very well. I'm not a fan of these, but your mileage may vary. I have seen some people that really like these die because they don't roll. So it's kind of personal preference. Getting past all that stuff, we get into the quick start rules. And I do believe you can download the beginner box quick start rules. I don't know if you can download these ones, but they're basically the same. They don't have all the advanced rules in them. If you want the advanced rules, you'd get into the actual rule books, like the Total Warfare rulebook, or if you want to get even more advanced, you'd get advanced rules, units, and equipment, or advanced rules. I'm trying to think of the name of the other one. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but you'd get one of the more advanced rules rulebooks. And then we have a quick guide to the inner sphere. this is probably first reading for new players. Just kind of gives you a primer, information of the universe and such. This one's a little customized for this box set, but makes sense. Solaris 7 map rules. I love these. I love having map rules printed out like this when the maps have special rules. Something that I feel like is very missing from a lot of the neoprene mats is the printed out map rules. When there are special maps, or special rules for a map. So again, getting to this, we have the Thunderbolt, Wolverine, Rifleman, Centurion in the standees. Some raised sections for the Solaris 7 arena. Basically, sections can raise and lower throughout the game. There's special rules for that, again, in the map rules. Light and heavy terrain pieces on the flip side. Hard packed gravel, and here's the lowered light hard packed gravel, and just backs of each of the mechs, which I feel like that's a nice little detail. They didn't have to draw or render the mech twice, but it is a nice detail in my opinion. And then we have the paper map. I'm not a huge fan of paper maps, but they work. So it'd be a little hard to show this on camera, but got kind of a grasslands area with hard packed gravel. And then on the flip side, we have a Solaris 7 arena. You can see where the markers lie. These sections can raise and lower. It's kind of fun. I do know online you can find STLs for this particular map and have it all 3D printed up, which I might do at some point. It'd be fun for tournaments, especially duels, one-on-one tournament style duels. So yeah, that's basically all that's in. That is all that's in the Essentials box. I prefer this box over the beginner box. That being said, this box I feel like is missing one thing that's really important, and that is the Alpha Strike cards. So for those who don't know, those who are new to Battletech, there are two really common ways to play. There's Classic Battletech, which is what you'd get from this box, and then there's Alpha Strike, which is what you'd get from pretty much any box set. Alpha Strike is a quicker way, more rules light, lot faster, a lot easier to play. Classic's a lot more granular, a lot more grainy, longer sessions, that kind of a thing. My preference is Alpha Strike. I do play Classic and I do play A Time of War, but I just feel like it's sorely missing those potentially four Alpha Strike cards that could have been in here. It's a small thing. I know that Catalyst doesn't prioritize those if they become difficult to do. And I know that from talking to the main line developer at Catalyst, Ray. So they become difficult to do, or if they become difficult to do, they kind of get deprioritized. They don't like to spend a lot of time on those cards, and that's really frustrating with box sets like these where we're trying to get new players into the game and there's more than one way to play. But that being said, this is my favorite box set, or beginner box set so far. between this and the beginner box, I would recommend picking this one up if you can find it. Thank you for watching. I hope you come back to my channel. I plan to do more of these box sets in the future. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you. Goodbye.